One advantage of using something is that the weight of the cargo is affected evenly over a broad surface area, and then you have a conjunction here instead of a few key points. You see, this is not parallel. Before, instead of, you have something like evenly over. So here you need something which is parallel to evenly over. You see, choices D and E have something on those lines with a keyword at here, that the weight is affected evenly over something rather than at something else. Choices which do not have such a preposition at or with are not going to be correct. They are not going to be parallel. So A and B can be eliminated. In contrast with fails to convey the intended meaning. The weight is affected over a broad surface area. In contrast with, no. So although there is a preposition here, the construction fails to convey the intended meaning. C can be eliminated. It's between D and E now. Two problems with choice D. First of all, the usage of being is unnecessary. Remember, being is used only when it is a part of a noun phrase or if it is a part of passive continuous verb. And of course, there should be a need for passive continuous verb in such construction, which is not the case here. So that's a deal breaker here. The usage of being plus as against is inferior to rather than. Remember, A rather than B is a preferred idiomatic usage for showing preference of one thing over the other. A side note, rather than generally wins over other such expressions such as instead of. Rather than versus instead of is a very common conflict you will see on GMAT. However, GMAT will not expect you to eliminate an answer choice only on the basis of these nuances, and therefore GMAT also introduces a more conceptual flaw in such answer choices. So answer choice A, a bigger problem is that a preposition such as at is missing. However, as a side note, rather than generally wins over such usages instead of, in contrast with, or in contrast to, as opposed to, or as against. So D can also go, and the main concept here is not so much that rather than wins over other expressions. The main concept here is the parallelism bit, that one advantage is that the weight of something is affected evenly over something rather than at something else, thereby reducing the stress on something. Therefore, E is the best answer choice.